Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about HBO Max's Westworld Season 4, Episode 5. Now, I know I said I was going to do these two at a time, but this one was just so good. This episode was just so good. So we're going to go with, spoilers! Alrighty. Alright, we got episode 5, and it just brought joy to my heart to finally see Dolores Chrissy, or Chrissy Dolores, however you want to call her. It's coming through the fog, you know what I'm saying? Getting some clarity thanks to Teddy, you know. She got up in the morning. First off, we got Stubbs and the rebel humans going to get an outlier in the city. In this park, basically, that Dolores Hale has made to control the humans with the flies and the sound and all of that stuff. So they breaking in, and they on their way to try to get to whoever this outlier is. They also show us that somebody in the park then killed an outlier, but now they out of control. They killing just people randomly, killing people all over the place. So they had to intervene. And to come to find out that this person that was killing people and killed the outlier was a host. Also, the outlier apparently was a human who the sound no longer controlled. And that's what they call it, outliers. So I'm like, this is just a flip and reverse on season 1 of Westworld, when, you know, the outliers were the hosts who were no longer following the programming by the humans, you know, and then they would go out and try to get them and bring them in and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, so Dolores Hale had made it into a game, and so the host who find and kill the outlier gets to transcend. Still not clear on what transcending mean for the host, but yeah, I don't know. Transcending for the humans would have been being uploaded, their consciousness into basically the cloud, I'm gonna call it, for the sake of wordplay. And but for the host, I don't know. So I'm still curious to see what that's all about. But like I said, they was the human rebels, you know, with Stubbs breaking into place to see if they could get this outlier. This outlier, though, then killed itself. So this host has shot itself in the head, and Dolores Hale is not happy. She is not a happy camper about this, because she's like, we should not be killing ourselves. That's what the humans do, you know. So we got some establishing on that. There are hosts mixed in with the humans. You don't know who's who until it's too late, which is something that Teddy told Dolores Chrissy after she, you know, finally came to the realization. He took her to a spot he called at work. She was thinking about writing a new story about her original life as Dolores Abernathy, and her boss intervened. So he called her on the phone and told her, hey, come meet me, you know, we can talk, you know what I'm saying. So she do that, go talk to him. She in disbelief of what he talking about at first. He asked her, did she see anything out on the water, because she couldn't see the tower. If you're not broke free, you can't see the tower that's sending out all these freaking signals. But it's there. It's right there. So she didn't see it. So then he like, okay, let's do something else. I can show you. Show her some people, had her close her eyes and think of something different for their life to be. And they looked lonely, so she said they're not gonna be lonely. So then the people started talking to each other. So then she like, well, that could have been a fluke. He like, okay, we'll make them back lonely again. So she do, and they get into an argument. The one lady walk off, the other one huff and puff and go back to reading her book. And she in total disbelief about that. So she go back to the office, and her boss is like, what's going on with you? Has anybody been questioning, you've been questioning the nature of your reality? Are you okay? Who been, you know? And she like, okay, I had enough of this. Stop. You know, because he was talking about, you know, she won't be happy. And he's like, she like, who, Hale? You know, because she went and had lunch with Hale, and Hale was asking weird questions about who did she meet, and and what's the person name and all this other stuff. And she's seeing strange things happening around her a little bit. So she's like, okay, I've got to go back to work. I'll see you later, girl. She get back to work. That's when the boss intervened, and then she tell him to stop, and he immediately stopped in his tracks. Stopped. She like, whoa. So then she started controlling her boss. I was like, yes, she's finally freaking getting it. Because Teddy told her, here, bitch, you're a god. Okay? You just don't realize it. So she found this room in the office, in the building that where she work at. It's got a map table and everything. So she pulled up all of the stories that she created. She done created the stories for everybody in the freaking park. All the humans, she wrote the stories for their life and how they live and what they do. So that freaked out, but then she realized Teddy was right, and she went back and she told, she's like, hey, he's like, just, keep it normal. Don't change anything. You don't want to set off no alarms, nothing like that. Meanwhile, because now this host done killed himself, Dolores Hale is pissed. So she just sent the man in black, William, to hunt down it's another outlier. So she like, well, go get the outlier. So basically another human that done broke free. And she like, don't screw this up. The problem with the other host was that she stopped and talked to them. She had interaction with the outlier. Then after that, the host wasn't right no more. So he like, nope, I'm going to shoot on sight. And I'm like, well, damn. So then, of course, this the same outlier that the human rebels and Stubbs is after. So he see them, and so he didn't turn the speakers on, wonk wonk, and got the people to try to attack them. So the one leader of the rebel dude, he got through, went up there, but William was already up there, and then he didn't even shoot on sight. He immediately let this lady talk, and they shared a moment because then she could see the tower standing there. Also, Chrissy Dolores can see the tower now too. Gotta put that in there. Okay, so now everybody's seeing the tower. They need to see the tower. They're sending out this freaking signal. Don't know why Dolores Hale has made this park to basically do what the humans did to them, and what her purpose is for the hosts that she's putting in there to live in the park. But William, they're pretty attached to their skin and the park. You should have expected some of us with given free will to do what we want to do, that we weren't going to do exactly what you want to do. Why do you just make us? And she like, because that's what the humans would have did. Try to make them do what you wanted to do. And I didn't want that for y'all. So anyway, he talking to this outlier. And then he had a moment. Then he realized he was fucking up. So then he was going to shoot her. And then the rebel dude got up there in time enough to shoot him. And they got the outlier out of there. I'm like, they moved real quick through this big ass city. It was kind of weird in time frame wise. Plus, if y'all controlling the people, it should have been more resistance to the rebels getting the outlier out, is what I'm thinking. But whatever, they got the outlier, and now they on their way back out to the desert where hell don't have no control. So now William is questioning the nature of his reality. He done went and unthawed human William and having a conversation with him about what he is and why he is and all this other stuff. And he like, well, what do you want to be? Do you want to kill yourself? What do you want? You and Hale clearly aren't on the same path. What do you want to do? And I'm like, oh my God. Now the man in black, William, host, is questioning shit. It's gonna be a trip. He had already basically controlled two humans at dinner the night he had to go find out about the rogue host. Had them sitting at the table stuck, couldn't do nothing till he got back. Because he talking about he was going to have the man wife and everything. And they talking, in the program. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. So now he's breaking out of whatever programmer she got. And she's not going to be happy that outlier got away. She tripping because she already don't like that she's scratching her skin off, Dolores Hale, that is. And now Chrissy Dolores is breaking free and realizing that she got some control. Now that's gonna be a big problem because she clearly got control over people. She told them to do stuff and they did it. So I'm like, okay, now whatever Bernard finally get Maeve back on the line and she come. You got two hoes that can control everybody and do crazy stuff. Oh, Dolores Hale, you're going down. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be so good. Oh my goodness, this episode was so good. The monologues were so good. The visuals were so good. I love this show. You guys have got to watch it. Westworld is awesome. I will see you guys next week, because clearly it's ramping up and I don't have time to wait to tell you about it. So I will see y'all next week for episode 6 of this great show. You all have a great day.